A full season of hard work has come down to one afternoon of competition. Hello, everyone, and welcome back inside the Veterans Memorial Aquatic Center here in Thornton, Colorado. This is the 4A Colorado State Swimming and Diving Championships here live on CHSAA TV. Ryan Kaufman back with you, and we will crown state champions in 12 events today. Our first one today will be the women's 200-yard medley relay. We will have two heats in each of these events. Heat number one will be the consolation finals, and heat number two will be the A final or the championship final. One team to watch out for in this first heat of the consolation is the D'Evelyn Jags relay team. They placed fourth at state last year, but slipped a little bit this year to ninth, so that's why they're swimming in the consolation heat. So that will be the team to watch out for. They'll be in lane 5, as are all the best times of the heats are put in lane number 5. Quick glance at the order of events. We'll start again with the 200-yard medley relay, and then it will be followed by the 200-yard freestyle, the individual event. Then the 50-yard freestyle, that's a fun event, a sprint to the finish, just down and back once in the pool. Then we will go to the diving, where we kind of, or halftime, if you will. We go to diving, and we'll have 16 divers in that competition. Then you go to event number 6, the 100-yard butterfly, the 100-yard freestyle, followed by the 500-yard freestyle, the long distance individual event. Then get smaller events in the 100-yard backstroke and 100-yard breaststroke, and then the evening will finish with the 400-yard freestyle relay. So again, the winner of this first heat will be crowned the consolation champion, and we will be awarding swimmers at the podiums in between the events. So we'll be, after a certain event is swam, we will then award the winners over on the podium. Good crowd on hand. Obviously this morning a little bit smaller of a crowd because of the early time of the start of the diving preliminaries, the weather, also the fact that there are less schools and athletes in this in the diving preliminaries, but now the Aquatic Center is completely filled up with fans from everywhere, from down south in Pueblo all the way up north to the Fort Collins area here. So a big group of fans here to watch the 4A State Swimming and Diving Championships. By the way, we also have coverage of the 5A Championships. That's going on here on CHSAA.tv up at Epic in Fort Collins. Obviously the big story, Olympian or Olympic hopeful, I should say. It's almost, don't want to jinx anybody, but it's almost a foregone conclusion that Missy Franklin will be an Olympian in London coming up later this year. But she's swimming for Regis Jesuit today. She broke a national record in the 200 freestyle, nearly broke the national record in the 100-yard backstroke, placed second with 3 teammates in the one of the relays. So she's had a good first day of the competition last night, and she'll be back in action here today. Again, you can see that championships in their entirety coming up a little bit later. They're slated to start at 2:30 Mountain Time up there in Fort Collins. So the swimmers are coming out, and we're almost ready to go here in our first event of the day, the 200-yard medley relay. This first heat will be the consolation final. The lineup looks like this, going from top to bottom. In lane 9 will be Pueblo County. Lane 8 is Glenwood Springs. Lane 7, La Junta. Lane 6 will be Silver Creek. Lane 5, as I mentioned, D'Evelyn. 4th place at state last year. They're looking for a consolation championship this year. Durango is in lane 4. Estes Park in lane 3. And Wheat Ridge will be in lane number 2.
This is the consolation finals 200 medley relay.
And we are underway in the 2012 4A Colorado State Swimming and Diving Championships. The beginning of the 200-yard medley relay. Out to the early lead. No surprise here. It's D'Evelyn. The fastest time in the prelims of any of these teams is in the lead. In lane number 9, Pueblo County neck and neck here with D'Evelyn. Those are the two teams leading as we head into the second leg of the relay. Third into the pool is Estes Park in lane number 3. Those same three teams are first, second, and third here during the second leg. But as the swimmers come out of the water, you can see Pueblo County again making a strong push for first. And then also catching up in lane number 4 is Durango. They are currently catching up for third place as the third leg of these relays is off. D'Evelyn with a great jump to begin the third leg is in the lead once again. Pueblo County has fallen off just a little bit. In second place right now in lane number 8 is Glenwood Springs. Third place, tough to tell right now, but it appears that is La Junta in lane 7. D'Evelyn off, then La Junta, and then in lane number 6, Silver Creek. So this field has been fluid the whole way except for D'Evelyn. They've either been first or second the entire way. So here we go, coming down to the finish. D'Evelyn looks like they're going to win the consolation final. In second place right now is Glenwood Springs. They will hang on for second, and in third by just a slim margin is La Junta. So again, your order: D'Evelyn wins it, followed by La Junta. Or excuse me, in second place was Glenwood and then La Junta. So D'Evelyn, Glenwood Springs, and La Junta, your top three finishers in the first heat, which is the consolation final. And as I said, we will go straight to the podium after each heat. So as D'Evelyn and the top three finishers go towards the podium, the championship flight, if you will, or championship heat is coming out onto the middle of the pool here. Your lineup for it: Air Academy will be in lane 2. They are the first team down. Montrose, state runners up last year, will be in lane 3. Lane 4 has Cheyenne Mountain in it. Broomfield is in lane 5. Broomfield was third last year. They won the preliminary round yesterday. Evergreen is in 6th. Lane 7 has Thompson Valley, your defending state champions. Pueblo South, it was 5th last year. They are in lane number 8. And Discovery Canyon in lane number 9 rounds out the field in the championship flight. So 4 of the top 5 finishers from last season are in this flight right now. Obviously, the teams have changed a little bit. Thompson Valley, your defending state champions, placed 4th in the preliminary round. But they are definitely in the mix for a state championship. Broomfield edging out Evergreen by 4/100ths of a second. So that's how close the top 2 teams in this field are. And we are underway, getting ready to crown our first state champion of the day in the 200-yard medley relay. First leg of the race. It appears that Broomfield right now and in lane 6, Evergreen are the 2 top teams at the moment. Headed into the second leg, it looks like Evergreen's going to be in first place. D'Evelyn and Thompson Valley, the next two teams into the pool. So now making a strong charge, as you can see, in lane number 8 is Pueblo South. South with one of the bright young stars in 4A swimming, Mary Size, is on this relay team. But the South Colts right now neck and neck with the first team into the pool for leg number 3, which is Broomfield. So Broomfield followed by Pueblo South, and it appears Evergreen is in third place as of right now here in the third leg of this 200-yard medley relay. So Broomfield still hanging on to the lead. Evergreen catching up to Pueblo South. Also in the hunt in lane 7 is Thompson Valley. Remember, they are the defending state champions in this event. So here we go, coming down to the end. Fans on their feet. Broomfield with a slight lead over Evergreen. Here comes Broomfield and Evergreen to the finish, and it will be Broomfield, your 2012 state champions, and the 200-yard medley relay. They won the preliminaries yesterday, and they win when it counts today with a great race at the end, just edging out Evergreen, who finishes second. In third place was Thompson Valley, your defending state champions no more. Broomfield just getting a note that that is a new state record that they have set. They swam a time of 1 minute 47.93 seconds. Your state record was 1:48.3 set by Rock Canyon in 2008. So even big, I mean, you win a state championship, who cares what time you get, but I'm sure the Broomfield athletes and fans will appreciate the history that has been made here in the pool this afternoon. So our first state champion is the Broomfield 200-yard medley relay, and they got another relay team that's pretty good, so we'll see them in a little while. But again, your top 3 finishers in the championship flight: Broomfield, Evergreen, Thompson Valley. Looking back at the consolation finals, D'Evelyn followed by Glenwood Springs and La Junta. And they're going to run down the entire field from the finals. But again, your top 3 finishers: Broomfield, Evergreen, and Thompson Valley. So D'Evelyn High School knocks about 0.3 of a second off their score from the preliminary round, as they are the consolation champions. And they're going to bring the top 8 teams over to the award stand. This will give us a chance here, as you can see the runners-up getting recognized here. We'll let you know that the next event is the 200-yard freestyle. Montrose in 7th place. Air Academy, that ran in lane number 2, will be our 6th place finisher in the 200-yard medley relay. Cheyenne Mountain gets 5th place in the 200-yard medley relay. Pueblo South, a team that had a slight lead early on in the race, ends up 4th in the 200-yard medley relay, and now our top 3 finishers. The defending state champions coming into the weekend, Thompson Valley, they were 4th after last night's preliminaries. They finished 3rd here today. Evergreen getting an All-American consideration for an All-American time. And your 2012 200-yard medley relay state champions. And it is a new state record of 147.93, the Broomfield 200-yard medley relay team. And there's a large contingency of Broomfield fans that are on their feet for their state champions. Again, they were 3rd last year, but ran very well in the preliminaries. They were they were the top team headed into today's events, but as I mentioned, by only 4/100ths of a second over Evergreen. And I just mentioned Evergreen getting a All-American consideration time in 2nd place. So Evergreen just slightly behind Broomfield. The split today a little bit wider than it was last night, but big congratulations to Broomfield for being your 2012 200-yard medley relay champions. And now here we go in the consolation finals of the women's 200-yard freestyle. In lane number 2 is Brittany Whittam from Mountain View High School, a senior. Abby Young is in lane 3. She's from Broomfield. Molly Loneman, who finished 6th last year at this state meet, is a junior from D'Evelyn. She's in lane 4. Kelsey Odinger from Discovery Canyons in lane 5. In lane 6 is Leah Roberson of La Junta, our only freshman in the consolation finals. Elena Gossett from Broomfield's in lane 7. Her teammate Anissa Mata is a junior in lane 8. And lane number 9, Katia Armbrecht from Durango. So if you're keeping score at home, that's 3 Broomfield swimmers in this 200-yard freestyle consolation finals. Again, this is our consolation finals. The favorite, if you go by the preliminary times, is Kelsey Odinger of Discovery Canyon. And into the pool they go for the 200-yard freestyle consolation finals. So early on, your leader in lane number 9 is Katia Armbrecht from Durango. The rest of the field right there with her, though. And now making a push into first place in lane number 4 is Molly Loneman from D'Evelyn. And in lane number 7, you have Elena Gossett from Broomfield. And as they go the last lap here, it is still Loneman from D'Evelyn, who placed 6th, here last year, is your leader. Followed in lane number 7 by Elena Gossett of Broomfield. And then in 3rd place in lane number 9 is Katia Armbrecht from Durango. So here into the last part of this race, your leader right now in lane number 4 is Molly Loneman. Giving a push late is Elena Gossett, and it will be Loneman, your consolation winner, followed by Gossett. And then in lane number 6, Leah Roberson. So that's the way, again, the 200-yard freestyle consolation finals. Molly Loneman of D'Evelyn wins it, followed by Elena Gossett of Broomfield and Leah Roberson of La Junta. So now you can see in the left-hand part of your screen the finalists in the 200-yard freestyle coming out into the pool area. In lane number 2 will be Cameron Holland, a freshman from Evergreen. Then a trio of state placers from last year. You have Allie Foth in lane 3 from Thompson Valley. Her teammate Nicole Havlicek placed 7th last year in this event. She is in lane 4. And then your defending state champion and your top swimmer from the preliminary round, Lexi Melazdrowitz, will be in lane number 5 from Evergreen. Lane 6 is Erin Eddy from Thompson Valley. Lane 7, Emily Bauer of Cheyenne Mountain. Lane number 8 will be Jennifer Bells of Mullen. And rounding out the championship field in the 200-yard freestyle will be a senior from Mountain View High School, Casey Richards. As I mentioned, 3 of the top 8 finishers from last year are in this heat, including your defending state champion from Evergreen, Lexi Melazdrowitz, and she will be in lane 5.
This is the championship finals, 200 freestyle. Wyatt for the start, please.
And here we go in the championship heat of the 200-yard freestyle. Your defending champion, Melazdrowitz, is in lane number 5. And she is right there with the leader. I believe having a slight lead is Erin Eddy of Thompson Valley, the freshman. Melazdrowitz and Eddy right there with each other, kind of pacing the rest of the field. Everyone else is pretty much in line for 3rd place. But it's Melazdrowitz and Eddy out in front of everybody here as we're coming up on the midway point of this race. In 3rd by just a tiny bit in lane number 4 is Nicole Havlicek, which is Erin Eddy's teammate at Thompson Valley, but only slightly. Coming up on 3/4 of the way through this race, your leader is Lexi Melazdrowitz, and Erin Eddy right on the outside of her. And lane number 6 is in 2nd place. And as the race continues, those 2 swimmers continue to pull away from the rest of the pack. In 3rd place right now is Havlicek. So whether Eddy is able to overtake Melazdrowitz or not, Thompson Valley appears to have the 2 of the top 3 spots. So here we... And coming down towards the end, it's Melazdrowitz in lane 5 and Eddy in lane number 6. And it will be Melazdrowitz defending her state championship successfully. Coming in 3rd will be Nicole Havlicek. So Thompson Valley a little bit disappointed, obviously, that they didn't win the event, but still taking 2 of the top 3 spots. They have to be pretty excited, and that is a state record that Melazdrowitz just swam. And it's an unofficial time of 1:49.31. The state record by the 4A state record, by the way, was 1:50.73. Colorado's state record, which is obviously a 5A state record, 147.33 by Jordan Mattern last year from Cherry Creek. So Mille Druids right now with a 4A state record, but falls shy of the Colorado state record. But all that's for you and I to mull over, because Mille Druids is just happy that she has her second straight state championship in the 200-yard freestyle. And you can see the times there from the 8 competitors.
Here are the results of the 200 freestyle.
And now they're going to go through the full results from the 200-yard freestyle. Up next is going to be the women's 200-yard individual medley. Kind of a lot of fresh faces in this 200-yard IM. Only 2 swimmers, and that would be Jessie Mondlich and Catalina Lofasa Duncan in the second heat of the 200-yard IM have placed at state last year. Everyone else is either making their first trip or was not in the top 5 or 6 in the championship last year.
And the consolation champion with a time of 158.28 from Devlin, Molly Loneman.
So Molly Loneman just announced as the winner of the 200-yard freestyle consolation championship.
Awards to the top 8 swimmers. In 8th place from Mountain View, Casey Richards.
Casey Richards of Mountain View, the senior, placing 8th overall in the 200-yard freestyle.
In 7th place from Mullen, Jennifer Bells.
Jennifer Bells of Mullen, the sophomore, is in 7th place in the 200-yard freestyle.
In 6th place from Thompson Valley, Allie Fout.
Allie Fout, a junior from Thompson Valley,
In 5th place
is in
from
6th
Evergreen,
place.
Cameron Holland.
Cameron Holland, who swam in lane number 2, a successful debut for her, the freshman, picking up 5th place.
In 4th place from Cheyenne Mountain, Emily
In 4th
Bauer.
place was the sophomore Emily Bauer from Cheyenne Mountain, as you can hear the
3rd place from Thompson
applause
Valley,
from the Indians fans sitting to our right. And 3rd place was Nicole Havlicek from Thompson Valley. In 2nd place will be the freshman Erin Eddy.
American time of 150.42 from Thompson Valley, Erin Eddy.
And Erin Eddy's time is an automatic All-American.
And the 2012 200 freestyle.
And of
state
course, your state champion in the 200-yard freestyle, also an automatic All-American time of 149.31, Evergreens junior Lexi Mille Druids. So congratulations to Lexi as well as Thompson Valley, as they get 3 swimmers in the top 6 of the event. So as I mentioned, coming up next is the 200-yard individual medley. Your field for this consolation finals heat. In lane 2 will be Kylie Rembert, a sophomore from Silver Creek. Logan Morris of Montrose will be in lane 3. In lane 4 is Kristen Walker, a senior from Air Academy. In lane 5 is a sophomore, Morgan Weiss from Cheyenne Mountain. Mattia Wabaki is a freshman from Thompson Valley. She is in lane number 6. Another Cheyenne Mountain Indian in lane 7, the junior Catherine Roach. Lane number 8 will have Denver South's junior Kendall Bundy. And rounding out your field for the 200-yard IM consolation finals will be Katie Olson, a senior from Devlin High School.
This is the consolation finals 200 individual medley. Quiet for the start, please.
And here we go in the consolation final of the 200-yard IM. And the swimmers will go to one end of the pool and the other 4 times. Got a solid group of ladies near the top here. We'll see on the second turn if anybody is able to grab the advantage. Appears like right now the 4 swimmers in lanes 6 through 9 are the ones that are in first place, pulling slightly ahead in lane number 6 is Wabakee out of Thompson Valley. She is making her state debut here and is in the consolation finals, and she continues to lead. In second place right now in lane number 8 is Kendall Bundy of Denver South. Midway through the 200-yard IM, Matea Wabakee of Thompson Valley is your leader. And she, here on this portion of the race, has started to get a larger lead. In second place right now, it's almost indistinguishable between lane number 7, Catherine Roach, and lane 8 and Kendall Bundy. Those 2 swimmers right there with each other. And as I say that, Catherine Roach of Cheyenne Mountain pulls into second place and now has her eyes fixated on first as we enter the last lap of this race. Catherine Roach in lane number 7, just about head and shoulders right now behind Wabakee, but again, that's not much. So here they go into the turn, and Catherine Roach is actually has a slight lead. You have Roach in lane number 7, Wabakee in lane 6, coming down to the end, and it will be Matea Wabakee from Thompson Valley with a time of 2:12.35. But even though she came up short, Catherine Roach with a terrific comeback nearly stole the consolation championship away from Wabakee, but in the end, Thompson Valley's freshman is victorious. In third place in lane 3 is Logan Morris of Montrose. So now we're ready to go in the championship heat as our 8 competitors are coming into the pool area. In lane number 2 will be a freshman from Evergreen, Anna McDonald. A returning finalist who placed 3rd last year, Catalina Lofasa Duncan, a senior from Broomfield, will be in lane number 3. Lane number 4 will have a Pueblo County Hornet, a freshman, Jolene Norton, one of 5 freshmen in this championship finals. Getting back to the field in lane number 5 will be the freshman from Evergreen, Lindsay Morrow. Allie Jacobs of Coronado is in lane number 6. Josie Pearson of Evergreen in lane 7. Your returning state runner-up, Jesse Modlick of Thompson Valley, the junior, is in lane 8. And rounding out your field in lane number 9, one of the 5 freshmen in this year's championship fight, Alden Lovas of Cheyenne Mountain High School, located down in Colorado Springs. So we have 5 freshmen, as I mentioned, that are making their state finals debut in their state meet debut. 5 freshmen. Can you imagine what those 5 ladies are what times they're gonna put up in the 200-yard IM in 2 or 3 years? But there are some grizzled veterans, if we can call them that, especially in lane 3, your lone senior in the field, Catalina Lofasa Duncan of Broomfield. And into the pool they go for our championship heat in the 200-yard IM. Your leader at the moment in lane number 6 is Allie Jacobs. headed into the second turn. In lane 7, Josie Pearson right there with Jacobs. So right now it's Jacobs and Pearson. Also in that trio of the top 3 swimmers is Lindsay Morrow of Evergreen. So the 2 state placers right now are not among the top 3 swimmers, but we still are only halfway through this race. Your leader in lane number 5 is Lindsay Morrow, one of the 5 freshmen in this race. Allie Jacobs of Coronado, a junior, is currently in second place. In third place right now is Josie Pearson. That's been the running order for most of this race. But there are 4 and 5 other swimmers that are right up there challenging for not only third place but also second as well. So here we go, the final lap of this race. And as we have continued, it's been Lindsay Morrow of Evergreen that's continued to pull ahead of everyone. Right now in second place we have a virtual tie between Jacobs and Pearson. So coming down to the wire, it's Morrow in lane number 5. She will be your state champion. In second will be Josie Pearson, her teammate from Evergreen, and Coronado's Allie Jacobs will round out the field. Great late push at the end by Lindsay Morrow as she paced the field the whole time, but then in the last lap she was able to get a full body length lead.
With an automatic adjustment for altitude, sets another national record of 141.95.
I believe they're saying that Lindsay Morrow's time is a automatic All-American adjustment. Again, you have to adjust because of the altitude when judging these times, but okay, I'm sorry. They were reporting Missy Franklin's time is a national record adjusting for altitude in the 200 freestyle. Didn't she just set the national record yesterday? So Missy Franklin outdoes herself by up in Fort Collins. She got a national record yesterday in the prelims and then also broke her own record less than 24 hours later. Again, you can see Missy and the rest of the 5A competitors here on CHSAA.tv. But again, Lindsay Morrow, the freshman for Evergreen, wins first. Her teammate, Josie Pearson, a fellow freshman, finishes second. And Allie Jacobs, the junior from Coronado, places third. Coming up next will be the 50-yard freestyle, one of the more fun events because it's just a sprint, down and back. That's all you have to do. But that will be coming up after we go over the complete results from the 200-yard IM. So as the consolation finishers are being announced, take a look that now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 freshmen now, and the first 3 events have placed in the top 3. So youth certainly being served here in the first 3 events of the 2012 4A Colorado State Swimming and Diving Championships. So we now direct your attention to the podium for the top 8 teams. Alden Lovas of Cheyenne Mountain, one of the 5 freshmen in the field, places 8th. Anna McDonald, another freshman. She is from Evergreen. She finishes 7th in the 200-yard IM. Your 6th place winner is Jolene Norton, another freshman, this one from Pueblo County. Catalina Lofasa Duncan, who placed third in this event last year, drops to fifth this year. Jesse Modlick, who was the state runner-up last year, is fourth this year. And that just, that being said, it just shows the talent of these freshmen coming in, as now your top three places will take the podium. Allie Jacobs, a junior from Coronado, places third. Josie Pearson, a freshman from Evergreen, is second. And your state champion with a time of 2:08.3 is Lindsay Morrow, a freshman from Evergreen High School. So congratulations to Lindsay. Congratulations to Evergreen as a whole. Evergreen, that's one of the neat things to watch out for at these state meets, because of all the teams that are here. You get to take a glimpse into the future, and Evergreen, one of those teams that's going to be a force to be reckoned with in the next few years. Well, they are anyway. They took 2 of the 3 top places, but certainly Evergreen will be a team to watch moving forward. So now we move to the 50-yard freestyle. This is the consolation final. In lane number 2 will be Kylie Pillard of Niwot. She is a sophomore. In lane 3 will be Kylie Kimball of Cheyenne Mountain. Her teammate Olivia Gotch of Cheyenne Mountain will be in lane 4. In lane 5 is Bailey Smith of Evergreen, another freshman from Evergreen, by the way. Marjorie Driscoll of Niwat's in lane 6. Amy Brody of Moffett County is in lane 7. Sydney Buckley, the third Cheyenne Mountain Indian in this field, is in lane 8. And rounding out the field in lane number 9, the senior from Durango, Katrina Kronig. Here we go in the 50-yard freestyle consolation finals. 3 Cheyenne Mountain swimmers in this race, along with 2 Niwot swimmers. So both of those teams very well represented here. Again, just one down and back. It appears right now in lane number 8, Sydney Buckley from Cheyenne Mountain is your leader coming down to the end, and it will be Sydney Buckley, of Cheyenne Mountain. She finishes first. In second place in lane number 6 is Marjorie Driscoll, and in third place in lane 5 will be Bailey Smith. Now coming into the pool area are your finalists in the 50-yard freestyle. In lane number 2 will be Alana Erickson, a senior from Fountain Valley. Colleen Olson, a sophomore from D'Evelyn, will be in lane 3. Catherine Hewson, the sophomore from Estes Park, is in lane 4. Junior sensation Mary Size, last year's state runner-up, will be in lane number 5 as the favorite in this year's competition. Heather Shaver from Broomfield, the senior, is in lane number 6. Lane 7 will have Air Academy's Andrea Rice. She is a senior. In lane 8 will be Christine Herford from Montrose. And rounding out the field in lane number 9 will be last year's second runner-up, Marina Fonseca, a sophomore from Thompson Valley. By the way, we've been talking so much about Missy Franklin this weekend. She actually holds the state record in this event with a time of 22.41. The fastest preliminary time was Mary Size of 24.51. But again, Mary Size's time only about second off of the 4A state record. So the swimmers getting ready again, just one down and back It'll be a sprint for the 50-yard freestyle state championship. Every swimmer, lane 2 through 9, right next to each other. It's the turn that separates the contenders from the pretenders. And you look here in lane number 9, it is Marina Fonseca who has your leader coming down to the end. It will be in lane number 5, making a late push, Mary Size of Pueblo South. Mentioned she was the favorite coming in. She was the runner-up last year. She gets first this year. In second place was Marina Fonseca, and in third in lane 8 was Christine Herford of Montrose. So again, it's Size, Fonseca, and Herford, your top 3 finishers. The team scores are being announced right now. Top 4 teams, Cheyenne Mountain in 4th right now. In 3rd place is Broomfield. 2nd place is Thompson Valley. And after 3 events, your team leader is Evergreen. So no surprise there through the first 3 events. Pueblo South was in 6th coming into this event, but Mary Size will do a bit of good there. Again, your top 5 finishers. Air Academy has 30, or top 5 teams right now. Air Academy has 31. Cheyenne Mountain doubling up Air Academy with 64 points. Broomfield 68 is in 3rd place. Thompson Valley with 102 points is in 2nd. And Evergreen with 117 points is your team leader so far. And that's going to be a theme continuing on. Evergreen and Thompson Valley battling it out. The consolation champion being announced, and is Sydney Buckley of Cheyenne Mountain. But you already knew that, so now we'll turn our attention to the award stand for the top eight swimmers in the state of Colorado when it comes to the 50 freestyle. In 8th place with a time of 25.05 will be Andrea Rice, who swam in lane number 7. In 7th place from Fountain Valley is the senior Alana Erickson. She had a time of 24.99. In 6th place, the sophomore from Estes Park, Catherine Houston, who swam a time of 24.9. In 5th place from lane 6 was Heather Shaver of Broomfield, who swam a time of 24.89. In 4th place was Colleen Olson from D'Evelyn, the sophomore, with a time of 24.82. In 3rd place will be Montrose's Christine Herford with a time of 24.67. In 2nd place, Marina Fonseca, who had the lead for most of that race, gave it up in the end. The sophomore from Thompson Valley finishes with a time of 24.61. And your state champion, the junior from Pueblo South, with a time of 24.42. It's Mary Size, again of the Pueblo South Colts. She finished 2nd in this event last year, was 1st after day 1 of the preliminaries, and she finishes on top of the podium here in Thornton. So now we move to the consolation finals of the 100-yard butterfly. Your field will have Zoe Gossett of Broomfield in lane number 2. She is a senior. Lane 3 will have Bailey Smith, the freshman from Evergreen. Lane number 4 has Claire Collier of Aspen in it. Alyssa Idem of Thompson Valley in lane number 5. Her teammate Kelly Sheldon is in lane 6. Aaron Leonard of Moffat County is in lane 7. Lane 8 will host Katie Olson from D'Evelyn. And rounding out your field in the 100-yard butterfly consolation finals will be Hannah Grumley, a junior from Glenwood Springs. Or excuse me, it will be diving time. Because we got a little bit out of order here, I skipped from event 4 to event 6. So we're going to switch to the event number 5, which is the diving competition. No harm, though, in giving you a sneak peek of the consolation finals in the 100-yard butterfly, but we will switch to the diving event as your top 16 divers in the state come onto the pool area. The diving order will be a little bit different because they keep the same diving order they had in the prelims. But right now, your standings have Alexa Beckwith of St. Mary's Academy on top with the preliminary score of 340.3. In second place right now, the senior from Windsor is Michaela Eckhart. She had a preliminary score of 317.7. And in third place right now, headed into the finals, is the junior from Fountain Valley, Maya Presti. She is 7.7 points behind Eckhart for second. Maya had a score of 310 even in the preliminary round. And again, these divers will keep the same orders as they had in the preliminary round. Rowan Dunn will be up first. Quickly explaining the way these finals will work. Each diver will have 3 dives, and then their total score from the day, they'll knock off the top 2 scores, bottom 2 scores, and then multiply the ones in the middle by the degree of difficulty. It does get a little confusing, maybe a little bit convoluted, but that's the way you reward the divers who attempted tougher dives and keep the playing field even, because you don't want a lot of divers attempting easy dives that they can nail and penalizing those who are taking risks. So that's the way the scoring will work. So they are announcing the 16 finalists right now in diving. Again, 3 dives will determine our state champion. Up first will be Rowan Dunn of Conifer. She is 7th currently in the competition with a semifinal score of 278.05. But I think they're going to take a little bit of a break here before they get started. But the first 3 divers into the pool when we resume here will be Rowan Dunn of Conifer, Haley Schneider of Longmont, and Emma Plenty from Discovery Canyon. They are 7th, 9th, and 14th in the competition so far. So we'll step aside for a few moments and come back with the championship finals in Class 4A diving. Again, Dunn, Schneider, and Plentel will be your first 3 divers here momentarily. You're watching CHSAA.tv. So back here inside the Veterans Memorial Aquatic Center, Ryan Kaufman with you on CHSAA.tv. We are underway in the 4A State Diving Championships. Rowan Dunn of Conifer, who is currently in 7th place, her first of 3 dives in the championship round. Good, solid dive, did all the basic things that you talk about in diving. She kept her, when you go feet first, got to keep your hands below your shoulders. She did that. And her score is 6, 6.5, 6, 6.5, 6, 6, and 7. Total time of 31, a total score of 31.45. Very quickly, Haley Schneider of Longmont, currently in 9th place, goes into the pool with a difficulty of 1.3. We'll see what the judges say on this. A 30.55 for her score. Scores ranging from 7 to 8.5. Up next will be Emma Plentel from Discovery Canyon, currently in 14th place. A 1.6 difficulty here. Her first dive of the championship round. So Emma Plentel's first dive, again, it was 1.6 in difficulty. She gets a total score of 28.8 and has scores ranging from 5 to 6.5. Up next is your second place diver right now on the far board, Michaela Eckhart of Windsor. Her first dive will have a 2.4 degree of difficulty. If you want to catch Alexa Beckwith, you got to pull out the big guns. That's what Eckhart's doing here on her first dive, and that is a terrific looking dive. See what the judges have to say, but in my own humble opinion, that's a pretty dang good dive there from Michaela Eckhart to begin the championship round. Judges a little bit stricter than I am, a total score of 45.6, scores ranging from 5.5 to 7. Up next will be Kelly Rather of Coronado. She is currently in 11th place. Her first dive of the championship round has a degree of difficulty of 1.7. So Kelly Rather of Coronado gets a 28.9 as her score. Individual scores ranging from 5.5 to 6. Up next will be Katie Valaire from Discovery Canyon. She is currently in 12th place. Her first dive of the championships has a degree of difficulty of 1.7. Good dive there by Valaire, and we'll see what the judges have to say about that. 30.6 is the score. Scores ranging mostly from 5.5 to 6. There's one outlier as judge number 4 gave Valaire a 4. Up next will be Katie Russ, a freshman from Mullen, currently in 6th place. Her first dive of the championships will have a degree of difficulty of 2.2. Gets a big ovation from the crowd. See if she gets as much love from the judges on her first of 3 championship dives. Gets a 45.1 as the total score. Scores ranging from 6.5 to 7.5. Solid dive for Katie Russ. Up next will be Shelby Johnson of Air Academy. She is currently in 15th place. her first championship dive will have a degree of difficulty of 1.7. So Johnson electing to go feet first with her dive, and she gets a total score of 23.8. Has scores ranging from 3 4s, 2 5s, and 2 5.5s. Up next will be Kimi Tanabe of Manitou Springs. She is currently in 4th place. She's made the biggest jump of any diver. She finished 16th here at the finals last year. Right now she's in 4th place, her first dive. And she goes hands first into the water. The D of D, if you will, was 1.7. And she gets a score of 35.7. That consists of 2 6.5s, 3 7s, and 2 7.5s. Up next, Kathleen Hale, as we're breezing right along here in the diving championships. Kathleen Hale of Cheyenne Mountain, currently 8th place. Degree of difficulty in her first dive, 2.3. Didn't quite get as vertical as she would have liked on that one, but still a solid dive there from Kathleen Hale. Let's see what the judges think about it. Total score of 31.05. Going to get scores ranging from a couple of 4s, 3 4.5s, and 1 5, 1 5.5. Up next is Alex Hafey of Mullen. She's currently in 5th place. Degree of difficulty on her first championship dive, 1.6. And in she goes with that. See what the judges think of the other Mullen freshman on her first championship dive. Total score of 35.2. Consists of 1 6.5, 2 7s, 3 7.5s, and an 8. Up next, Abby Watson of Mountain View. She is currently in 13th. She will have a degree of difficulty of 2.1 here on her first championship dive. Back a little bit arched on that one. See what the judges have to say about Abby Watson's first dive of the championship. Total score of 33.6. 6, 5.5, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6, and 5. Your scores for Abby Watson. Up next is Erin Chevet. Finished 3rd in this event last year. She is 10th after the semifinals, her first championship dive. Likes to go feet first there. Degree of difficulty on that was 2.2. The judges rendering their decision decide 6, 7, 6, 6.5, 6.5, 7.5, 7.5. Total score of 44 even. Up next, your current leader, Alexa Beckwith of St. Mary's Academy, your defending state champion. Degree of difficulty 2.5, the toughest dive that anyone has attempted here in the first round. And pretty dang good. The twists look good. Maybe didn't quite get the extension at the end. See what the judges think of Alexa Beckwith's first dive. 52.5, 7.5, 7, 7, 6.5, 6.5, 7, and 7 for your current leader, Alexa Beckwith. Up next will be Ariel Mosier of Niwot, currently in 16th place. Her first dive will have a degree of difficulty of 1.7. Another feet first dive there for Mosier. Maya Presti getting ready for the final dive of the first round. Let's see what the judges think of Ariel Mosier. It's got a good name for a swimmer or a diver. She gets a 6.5, a 6, a 6.5, a 6, 5.5, 6.5, 6.5. Total score of 32.3. Up next, Maya Presti, last year's runner-up. She is currently in 3rd place. First dive degree of difficulty of 1.8. So keeping it fairly simple on her first dive, but well executed. See what the judges thought of Maya Presti of Fountain Valley. 40.5 in the score. Individually, 7.5, 7.5, 8, 7.5, 7, 8.5, and 7. So now we go back to the top here. Rowan Dunn, her second dive. Second dive will have a degree of difficulty of 1.3. So a solid dive there. Very quickly, Haley Schneider on the board. Rowan Dunn, by the way, 28.6, her total score. Low of 5.5, high of 8. There from the judges for Rowan Dunn. Up next, Haley Schneider, currently in 9th place. And that dive was a difficulty of 2.2.
Judges award 7, 6.5, 7.5.
Total score of 45.1 for Haley Schneider. A low of 6, high of 7.5.
1.6.
Now the third dive for Emma Plentel of Discovery Canyon. 14th place right now. Second dive degree of difficulty 1.6. There's Emma Plentel's second dive. Up next will be Eckhart. Let's see total score though for Plentel, 30.4. Low score of 5.5 and a high of 7 for Emma Plentel. Up next, your second place diver right now, Michaela Eckhart of Windsor. Difficulty of 2.1 on her second championship dive. Good dive there by Eckhart. Again, a little bit tougher on the degree of difficulty. Judges say 36.75 for a total score. You have a low of 5 and a high of 6.5 for Michaela Eckhart. Up next will be Kelly Rather, currently in 11th place from Coronado. She's stepping up the difficulty in a big way, 2.4 DOD on this dive. Rather didn't quite get her legs as straight up as she would have liked. Let's see what the judges have to say about it. Still pretty solid, 40.8 as a total score. The low being 4.5, the high being 6 for Kelly Rather. Up next, Katie Valier, currently in 12th place from Discovery Canyon. Her second championship dive with a degree of difficulty of 1.7. See what the judges have to say about Katie Valaire from Discovery Canyon. Total score of 32.30. The low score is a 5 and the high is 6.5 for Katie Valaire. Up next will be Katie Russ, currently in 6th place out of Mullen High School. She's going to step up the difficulty as well, 2.6 DOD on this dive.
Russ, dive 105C. Forward 2 1/2 somersaults, tuck, 2.4.
Nice dive there from Katie Russ, the freshman from Mullen. So if Evergreen's got the promising freshman swimmers, it's Mullen that has a monopoly on freshman divers. 45.6 on the scoreboard for Russ. Low score of 5.5 and a high of 7 for Katie Russ. Up next will be Shelby Johnson of Air Academy, currently in 15th place. 1.7 DOD on this dive. Her second of the championship round. By the way, Michaela Eckhart has momentarily taken the lead over Alexa Beckwith, but again, Alexa still has to go this round. Just kind of shows you how tight this competition is. 29.75, by the way, the score for Shelby Johnson. Up next, Kimmy Tanabe of Manitou, 1.7 DOD on her second championship dive. Going feet first on that one. Tanabe was in 4th place coming into the championship round. Let's see if this score helps keep her there. 31.45, a low score of 5.5. The highest card is 7, being held up by the judges. Up next, Kathleen Hale, currently in 8th place from Cheyenne Mountain. DOD of 1.9, her second championship dive. See how the judges like. Kathleen Hale's second dive, 36.10 on the big board. Lowest card held up was a 6, highest was a 6.5. Actually has a full house of 6s and 6.5s. Alex Haffey of Mullen, 5th place right now. Her second dive, 1.9 on the scale. Going feet first, maybe didn't go straight up and down as she would have liked. See what the judges have to say about Haffey's second dive of the diving championships. .19.95, the lowest score of this round, so Haffey can't be too pleased with that. Lowest card being held up is 2.5. The highest is 4.5. Abby Watson from Mountain View up next. She is in 13th place. .9 on the difficulty. Let's see what the judges say about it. 32.30. Low card of 5 and a high score of 6 for Watson. Up next, Erin Chevet. Chevet has a total score right now of 315.7, 2.4 on the difficulty. The somersault's not too bad, but didn't hit the pool the way that she would have wanted to. Let's see what the judges have to say. 28.8. A low of 2 out there. That's an outlier because the rest of these scores are 4 4s, a 3.5, and a 5. So that won't help last year's second runner-up get any higher in the standings. Up next, your leader, Alexa Beckwith. So dive very similar to Aaron Chavez, a difficulty at 2.6. Let's see what the judges think of our current leader. 52 even on the board. 7.5, 2 6.5s, a 7, another 6.5, a 7, and one 5.5. Up next, Ariel Mosier, second to last diver of the second round. She's currently in 16th place. .9 on the difficulty, went feet first. Let's see if the judges like it as Maya Presti gets ready for her second dive. 34.20, scores ranging from 5 to 7 for Ariel Mosier. So up next is Maya Presti, headed into the event in third place. 2.4 degree of difficulty here, as she and Michaela Eckhart, along with Alexa Beckwith, your top 3 divers right now. Good dive there by Presti. She needs about 50 to get into second place over Eckhart. Let's see what the judges give her. 44.4, so not quite enough there. Presti will still trail Eckhart by 6, and Eckhart will trail Beckwith by about 40 points. Again, 44.40, second dive score for Maya Presti. Now we start our third and final round of dives. Here's Rowan Dunn of Conifer. 2 even on the degree of difficulty. So there was Dunn's third and final dive. See what the judges thought about it. 32 even, scores ranging from 5 up to 6 on one card. Rowan Dunn is, you guessed it, done. Up next is Haley Schneider from Longmont. She headed into this event currently 9th place. 2.4 on the degree of difficulty, saving her best for last. Pretty good finisher there from Haley Schneider. Let's see what the judges think about the Longmont Trojan. 50.4 on the scoreboard. 7, 7, 7.5, 6.5, 7, 7, and 6.5. Up next, Emma Plentel of Discovery Canyon, currently in 14th place. Her third dive and final dive of the championship round, degree of difficulty 1.6. 27.2 is the score for Plentel, scores ranging from 5 up to 6. Up next will be Michaela Eckhart. She is currently in second place. 44.75 points behind your leader, Alexa Beckwith. This dive trying to hold on to second place. 2.5 on the difficulty. Went feet first on that one. We'll see what the judges have to say as Eckhart finishes her final dive. She'll get a 41.25. So her total score right now is 441.3. We mentioned that because Maya Presti, who will be our final diver of the afternoon, has got to catch that score if she wants to get second place. There's a large divide between the first diver, the second two, and then kind of everyone else here late in the diving competition. By the way, there's Kelly Rather of Coronado in 11th place, went 2.5 on the degree of difficulty. And the judges here will give her a 25 even. 3.5, 3 threes, another 3.5, and a couple of fours there for Kelly Rather. Up next, Katie Valere of Discovery Canyon, currently in 12th place, 1.9 degree of difficulty here. Another feet first dive there by Katie Valere out of Discovery Canyon. Her final dive of the competition gets a 31.35. Scores ranging from 5 up to 6 there for Katie Valere. Up next, Katie Russ of Mullen, currently in 6th place. .37.8 is what Katie Russ has. Scores ranging from 3.5 up to 5.5. So a couple of outliers there among some 4.5s. Up next will be Shelby Johnson of Air Academy, her third and final dive of the championship round. There was Shelby Johnson, her final dive as a member of the Air Academy Cadets Swimming and Diving Team. And she'll go out with the 35.65, scores ranging from 4.5 up to 6. Up next is Kimi Tanabe. She is among the top 5 right now. We'll see what she can do in her final dive. Degree of difficulty, by the way, 2.2 here for Tanabe. Good dive there by Tanabe. See what the judges have to say about it. 34.1. That will put Tanabe over 400. So she's still solidly in the running for second place. Or excuse me, she'll be in the solid running for third place, I should say. Eckhart and Beckwith have second and first pretty much nailed down right now. Up next is Kathleen Hale of Cheyenne Mountain. 2.4 on the degree of difficulty. Again, not quite as vertical as Hale would like it to be, but still going out with a very difficult dive. And the judges will give her a 34.8 for her efforts, scores ranging from 4.5 to 5.5. Pretty consistent scores there for Kathleen Hale. Up next, Alex Hafey from Mullen, her third and final dive, going 2.3 on the difficulty scale. And going feet first with the dive. .44.85 is what Alex Hafey's going to finish her first state swim meet with. Scores ranging from 6 to 7. Up next, Abby Watson of Mountain View, going 2.3 on the degree of difficulty. A lot of swimmers here saving their most difficult dive for last. scores here for Watson will include scores ranging from 3 to 5 for a total score of 32.20. Up next, Aaron Chevet from Thompson Valley.
1 1/2 somersault, 1 twist, free, 2.2.
2.2 here, the degree of difficulty for Aaron Chevet, last year's second runner-up. Her final dive is a good one. See what the judges give her. 44 even, scores ranging from 6 up to 7 for Aaron Chevet of Thompson Valley. Up next, your leader, Alexa Beckwith.
Height, 1.6.
Fun fact that she has already pretty much sealed a state championship, but trying to delight the fans with the 1.6 degree of difficulty dive. And that is certainly a dive by someone who knew they were going to win the state championship. Kept it very simple, and she should get pretty high marks for this one. 42.4, 4 9s, 2 8s, and an 8.5.
9, 8.
Not high up on the degree of difficulty scale, but about as good as you're going to get that dive at the high school level for Alexa Beckwith. 2 divers left. Ariel Mosier of Niwot will be next. Going 2.3 on the difficulty scale. A lot of twists, look pretty good. See what the judges think about it as Maya Presti gets ready for her final dive.
Judges
44.85. Got scores ranging from 5 up to 7 for Ariel Mosier. So here we go. Maya Presti of Fountain Valley.
Forward 1 1/2 somersault, 1 twist, free, 2.2.
He's going to go 2.2 on the difficulty here to try and beat Michaela Eckhart of Windsor. She needs about 50 points to catch up to second place. Nice dive to close it out. Again, she needs about 50 points to climb into second place. Let's see what the judges give her. 40.7, so she's going to fall just 6 points back of Eckhart as she gets a 40.7 total. Scores ranging from 5.5 up to 7. She gets a total score of 435.6. Unofficially, your top 3 divers, Maya Presti in third, Michaela Eckhart in second, and Alexa Beckwith will be your state champion. We will step aside here for a few more moments. I believe they're going to tally up the, see if they're going to take a break before they award the divers, or they're going to go right into it here. Up next will be the 100-yard butterfly.
The competition pool is open for warm-up.
Yep, they're going to do some warm-ups here. It's going to be a break, so we'll step aside for just a moment. Coming up next, we will see the top 3 divers on the podium. Spoiler alert, Alexa Beckwith will be now a back-to-back state champion, and then we will get back into competition with the 100-yard butterfly. You're watching coverage of the CHSAA 4A Colorado State Swimming and Diving Championships here live on CHSAA.tv. Welcome back inside the Veterans Memorial Aquatic Center here in Thornton, Colorado, site of the Class 4A Swimming and Diving Championships here live on CHSAA.tv. Ryan Kaufman back with you. We're getting ready for our 6th event of the afternoon, the 100-yard butterfly. But before we do that, let's recap how the first few events worked. The winners of the diving event will be going to the podium shortly. So first we'll tell you about the winners so far. In the 200-yard medley relay, Broomfield is your state champion. In the women's 200-yard freestyle, Lexi Malazdruitz from Evergreen repeats as state champion. In our third event, the 200-yard IM, Lindsay Morrow, a freshman from Evergreen High School, wins her first state championship. In event number 4, the 50-yard freestyle, that went to Sydney Buckley of Cheyenne Mountain. And now we're getting into the places for the diving. We have not received the results, so that we will be finding this out with you. By my very rough math skills, I have Maya Presti of Fountain Valley third, Michaela Eckhart of Windsor second, and Alexa Beckwith first. But we'll see if that holds up here as the top 8 divers are being announced. Seventh place from Longmont will be Haley Schneider. In sixth place from Mullen, Alex Hafey. In fifth place was Kimmy Tanabe of Manitou Springs. In fourth place was Katie Russ from Mullen. And I think that means I'm right. I am, as I'm being handed the official results. So how about that? My math teachers don't have to hang their head in shame anymore. Maya Presti from Fountain Valley, the junior, places third with a final score of 435.6. She's about 6 points behind your second place finisher, Michaela Eckhart, the senior from Windsor, with a final score of 441.3. And your winner, like in professional wrestling, your winner and still for a diving champion, Alexa Beckwith, the sophomore from St. Mary's Academy, with the final score of 487.20. Another dominating performance by Alexa Beckwith, and ladies and gentlemen, she still has 2 years left of high school. So Beckwith first, Eckhart second, Presti third in the diving championships. So now we will move to the 6th event of the evening, the 100-yard butterfly. Up first will be the consolation finals. And those competitors will be in lane 2, Zoe Gossett, a senior from Broomfield. Lane 3 will have Bailey Smith, a freshman from Evergreen. Feel like deja vu all over again, saying a freshman from Evergreen. Claire Collier, junior from Aspen, in lane number 4. Alyssa Idem is in lane 5. She's representing Thompson Valley. Her teammate Kelly Sheldon is in lane number 6. Aaron Leonard of Moffett County is in lane 7. Katie Olson of D'Evelyn is in lane 8. And in lane 9 will be Hannah Grumley, a junior from Glenwood Springs. Again, this is the consolation finals of the 100-yard butterfly. For a state record, 55.64, set last year by Mackenzie Stein of Green Mountain. The Colorado State record was set this day 2 years ago by Kelly Nays of Cherry Creek at 54.25. All of these swimmers' best prelims time was over a minute. And here we go in the 100-yard butterfly consolation finals here inside VMAC in Thornton, Colorado. after the first turn. There's a few swimmers that are up there near the top. The one slightly in the lead in lane number 5 is Alyssa Idem of Thompson Valley, and she's the first one to touch the wall, continues to lead. In second place in lane number 4 is Claire Collier of Aspen, or excuse me, I have those switched up. In lane 6, your leader is Kelly Sheldon of Thompson Valley. Her teammate Alyssa Idem is in second place at the moment. And in lane number 7, Aaron Leonard right there. So the 3 middle lanes are currently your 3 top finishers. It will be Sheldon, followed by Leonard and Idem. Or excuse me, Claire Collier sneaking in there for 3rd place. So your consolation final is Kelly Sheldon 1, Aaron Leonard 2, and in lane number 4, your 3rd place finisher is Claire Collier of Aspen. So now here come your state finalists in the 100-yard butterfly. Your field will look like this. Erica Norton, the junior from Pueblo South, in lane 2. Sydney Buckley, already a state champion. Or excuse me, I'm going to check back at my notes here. Yep, Sydney Buckley is a state champion. Want to double check that. She is in lane 3, a sophomore from Cheyenne Mountain. Josie Pearson, another name we've talked about already today, is in lane 4. She is a freshman from Evergreen. Haley Bertoldo, a junior from Pueblo West, is in lane 5. Andrea Rice, a senior from Air Academy, is in lane 6. Christine Herford from Montrose is in lane 7. Allie Jacobs of Coronado, a junior, is in lane 8. And rounding out the championship field in lane number 9, Elizabeth Peterson, a freshman from Broomfield. Your fastest qualifying time was Haley Bertoldo in lane number 5 for Pueblo West. That Cyclone had a time of 58.01. And we are underway in the 100-yard butterfly event number 6 of 12 here in the 4A State Swimming and Diving Championships on CHSAA.tv. Coming out of the first turn in lane number 5, Haley Bertoldo is your current leader. In second place, it could go either way. It's either Sydney Buckley of Cheyenne Mountain or Elizabeth Peterson of Broomfield. Coming down to the wire here, last turn, and it is still Bertoldo with the lead. Yeah, Buckley of Cheyenne Mountain, and also in lane number 6, Andrea Rice coming down to the end. It will be lane number 3, Sydney Buckley was hanging around the whole time, and at the last moment pulled ahead for the win, her second state championship of the day. Finishing second in lane number 5 is Bertoldo, and rounding out the top 3 in lane number 6 is Andrea Rice. Always fun to see those come from behind victories. Buckley kind of alternating between second and third place for most of that race, made a late charge, and is your state champion in the 100-yard butterfly. So now waiting for the 100-yard butterfly awards. We'll start with the consolation. Your top 3 finishers were Kelly Sheldon of Thompson Valley, Aaron Leonard of Moffett County, and Claire Collier of Aspen. Our next event will be the 100-yard freestyle.
16th place from Evergreen, Bailey Smith. In 15th
As
from
the
Pembroke,
consolation
Hannah Grumley.
placers are being announced.
14th from Broomfield, Zoe Gossett.
Let you know that CHSAA.tv is your home for all of the 2012 Winter State Championships. Of course, coming up in the coming weeks, we'll have hockey, wrestling, and basketball for you.
County, Aaron Leonard.
So make sure you keep logging on to CHSAA.tv to find out when you can see your favorite high school competing on the highest level in its sport, and we'll carry all of the 2012 Winter Championships live here on CHSAA.tv.
Will present the awards to the top 8 swimmers.
So we're running through the
From Pueblo South, Erica Norton.
top 8 placers. Erica Norton of Pueblo South with a time of 59.15 is your 8th place winner. Allie Jacobs, a junior from Coronado, finished 7th. In 6th place in lane number 7 was Christine Herford from Montrose. Your 5th place winner in lane number 4 was Josie Pearson of Evergreen. In 4th place was Elizabeth Peterson from Broomfield. In 3rd place was Andrea Rice from Air Academy with a time of 57.82. Your runner-up in lane number 5 was Haley Bertoldo. The junior from Pueblo West swam a time of 57.53. And your state champion, her 2nd state championship of the day with a time of 57.26, a sophomore from Cheyenne Mountain, Sydney Buckley, once again your state champion, and the 100-yard butterfly. Here come the swimmers for the 100-yard freestyle consolation finals. In lane number 2 will be Molly Loneman, a junior from D'Evelyn High School. In lane 3 will be Kylie Rimbert, a sophomore from Silver Creek. Montrose's Rochelle Leonard will be in lane 4. Katrina Kronig, a senior from Durango, is in lane number 5. Lane 6 will have Catherine Hewson, a sophomore from Estes Park. Olivia Gatch, a junior from Cheyenne Mountains, in lane 7. Lane 8 will also have a Cheyenne Mountain Indian, Lexi De La Cruz. And lane number 9, Sydney King, a junior from Thompson Valley, rounds out the field. And here we go in the 100-yard freestyle. The favorite, if you will, the fastest preliminary time is Katrina Kronig's 55.8. She is from Durango. She is in lane number 5 here. You come up on the second turn, and it is Kronig with the lead here in the consolation finals of the 100-yard freestyle. In second place right now in lane number 2 is Molly Loneman from D'Evelyn. Entering the final turn here, it is still Kronig followed by Loneman. A late push being made on the outside by Sydney King of Thompson Valley. We'll see if it's enough here. And at the end, it will be Katrina Kronig, or excuse me, Catherine Hewson at the last moment from Estes Park swooping in. That's the second race in a row that we've had a late winner. In lane number 2, winning second place is Molly Loneman. And in third place in lane 4 is Rochelle Leonard. So that field got all messed up there. And actually there are 2 swimmers tied for third. So we'll get that straightened out. But we know the winner, at least, is Catherine Hewson of Estes Park. The rest is all academic as we now welcome out the 100-yard freestyle finalists. In lane number 2 will be Alana Erickson, the senior from Fountain Valley. In lane 3 will be Amanda Sidem, a senior from Silver Creek. In lane 4 will be Alexis Divelbis, a junior from Pueblo South. Erin Eddy, a freshman from Thompson Valley, will be in lane 5. Colleen Olson, a sophomore from D'Evelyn, will be in lane 6. A sophomore from Thompson Valley named Marina Fonseca will be in lane 7. Lane 8 will have Amy Brody of Moffat County in it. And rounding out your championship field is Katia Armbrecht, the junior from Durango High School. Thompson Valley fans getting loud at the announcement that Erin Eddy was the fastest preliminary time at 53.01. And here we go in the 100-yard freestyle championship finals. Erin Eddy, the freshman from Thompson Valley, is the quote-unquote favorite, but as we've seen the last couple of races, that doesn't mean that the favorite always wins. Coming here into the second turn, it is Eddy right now your leader, but there are multiple swimmers right with her here as they come up on the third and final turn. And coming down the home stretch, it is Eddy with the lead. Multiple swimmers flanking her right and her left in second and third place. And coming down to the wire, it will be Eddy. And then a tight race for second. And it will go slightly to Alexis Divelbis of Pueblo South. And in lane number 6, Amanda Sidem is your, in lane 6, Colleen Olson is your third place. And now they're going to take a break before they put the 100-yard freestyle winners on the podium. Going to get the team scores. So again, recapping the 2 heats of the 100-yard freestyle. In the consolation finals, it was Catherine Hewson from Estes Park in first. In second is Molly Loneman from D'Evelyn. And in third is Rochelle Leonard of Montrose. In the championship flight, Erin Eddy from Thompson Valley is your winner. Alexis Divelbis of Pueblo South is second. And Colleen Olson of D'Evelyn is third. Coming up next is the 500-yard freestyle. So we're going to hit some long distance swimming here coming up momentarily. Here are the team standings through 6 events, your top 10 teams. In 10th is Coronado. Mullen is in 9th. In 8th is D'Evelyn. In 7th is Montrose. 6th is Air Academy. Your top 5 teams. In 5th, Pueblo South with 61 points. Broomfield is in 4th with 100. Cheyenne Mountain with 107.5 is in 3rd. Evergreen is in 2nd with 138. And in first place is Thompson Valley with a cumulative score through 6 events of 144. Once again, that's Thompson Valley, Evergreen, and Cheyenne Mountain, your top 3 teams through 6 events. And here, let's go through the top 8 swimmers in the 100-yard freestyle. In 8th place will be Amanda Sidem. In 7th place was Katia Armbrecht from Durango. In sixth place is Alana Erickson from Fountain Valley. In fifth place is Amy Brody of Moffat County. In fourth place, is Marina Fonseca. In third place with a time of 53.3 is Colleen Olson of D'Evelyn. In second with a time of 53.25 is Alexis Divelbis of Pueblo South. And your state champion with a time of 51.48, a pretty dominating performance by the freshman from Thompson Valley, Erin Eddy, who will add quite a few points to her team's already decent lead through 6 events.
And the 2012 state champion in the 100 freestyle with an All-American consideration time of 51.48.
And by the way, that time for Erin Eddy is an consideration for an All-American time. So another good race run by a member of Thompson Valley. They are your team leaders through 6 events, and I don't think that will change after 7 as their freshman Erin Eddy takes home the crown with the time of 51.48 in the 100-yard freestyle.
We need a coach from Greeley Central. A coach from Greeley Central at the announcer's table. Greeley Central.
So now we move to event number 8. Going to see some long distance swimming, the 500-yard freestyle. These swimmers will touch the wall 20 times in this race. Your field in the 500-yard freestyle in lane 2 will be Kate Nightenbach of Thompson Valley. She is a junior. In lane number 3 will be Morgan Craig, a sophomore from Denver South. In lane 4 is Kelsey Odinger, a junior from Discovery Canyon. Casey Richards, a senior from Mountain View, is in lane 5. Kelsey Gerson of Aspen is a sophomore and is in lane 6. Elena Gossett, a junior from Broomfield, is in lane 7. Nicole May, a sophomore from Arvada, is in lane 8. And rounding out the field in the consolation finals is Brittany Whittam, a senior from Mountain View. And we found out quite a bit last night in all 4 of our preliminary heats that the leader through 3 and 4 laps doesn't necessarily mean they'll be the winner. There are some swimmers who have the stamina and speed to lead wire to wire, but that rarely happens. Usually it's the one that will calm their emotions down, slow down the release of adrenaline, and just pace themselves and make a late run and try to win a state championship, or in this case, a consolation championship. Again, there are team managers on the far side of the pool holding up signs with the number of trips they have taken on this race so they don't lose track, because these swimmers have a one-track mind. Just pace themselves and swim back and forth. It's their manager's job, their teammates' job to show them how far in they are. We're about a quarter of the way into this race. Your leader right now in lane number 5 is Casey Richards of Mountain View High School. In second place in lane number 7 is Elena Gossett of Broomfield. Top 2 swimmers. Reminder that if you missed any of tonight's broadcast or last night's broadcast or this morning's broadcast, They are available to watch again on demand through CHSAA.tv. So just because you have a relative that maybe missed out on a couple of events, they'll be able to watch it again, as will you, through CHSAA.tv. DVDs can also be ordered of the 4A state championships. On the top of CHSAA TV, there is a direct link to buy DVDs. From prepfilms.com is where you can get those DVDs. So chance for you to watch your daughter, niece, sister, cousin, or just neighbor in the 4A state swimming and diving championships. Little over halfway through this race. It's the same two swimmers that are right now leading. In lane 7, it is Elena Gossett. And in lane number 5 is Casey Richards, who actually now has retaken the lead. But give credit to Gossett. Every time she falls behind into second place, she catches back up midway through the pool on the way back. In third place right now in lane 5 is Casey Richards. So Richards is in first in lane 5. Gerson is in third in lane 6, and Gossett in second place in lane number 7. So the top 3 swimmers in this 500-yard freestyle field are setting the pace for the rest of the field here. Again, Richards in first place. Gerson has actually got a slight lead over Elena Gossett. As I just got reminded by the Cheyenne Mountain fans that the gunshot is coming up to wake anybody up that may have been not paying attention here as we come to the last down and back of this event. Right now, Casey Richards is your leader, followed by Kelsey Gerson and Elena Gossett. We'll see who has the most left in the tank here as they turn for the final time. In lane 5, it is Casey Richards, but look at Gerson making a run here late. It's Richards in lane 5, Gerson in lane 6, and it will be Richards followed by Gerson, and in third place is Elena Gossett. So you know how I mentioned that wire-to-wire wins rarely happen? Well, this is one of those rare occurrences, as Casey Richards from Mountain View High School led pretty much throughout, and she will win the consolation finals. Again, in second place is Kelsey Gerson of Aspen, and in third place, Elena Gossett of Broomfield. So now entering the pool area are your finalists, your championship finalists. Here in the 500-yard freestyle. In lane 2 will be Madison Evans, a junior from Windsor. In lane number 3, Brenna Bushy, a sophomore from D'Evelyn. In lane number 4 will be the sophomore from Cheyenne Mountain, Morgan Weiss. In lane number 5 will be Lexi Malazruitz, already a state champion today. She'll try to make it 2 in the individual events here in the 500-yard freestyle. She's a junior from Evergreen. Nicole Havlicek from Thompson Valley is in lane 6. She is a senior. Lane 7 is Cameron Holland, a freshman from Evergreen. Lane 8 is Allie Foth, a junior from Thompson Valley. And rounding out your championship field in the 500-yard freestyle is Jennifer Bells, a sophomore from Mullen High School. And here we go in the championship finals of the 500-yard freestyle. Again, our longest event of the day in terms of distance. Diving obviously takes a little bit longer in time. Your early leader here in lane 5 is Lexi Mlazdruits. As I mentioned, she was a state champion earlier today in the 200-yard freestyle, so looking for another individual state championship to put in her trophy case. Right next to Mlazdruits is Nicole Havlicek from Thompson Valley. Those are your two swimmers, and they both had dominating wins last night in their preliminary heats, and now they're starting to pull away from the entire field. But just a quarter of the way through this 500-yard race. Looking at the Colorado state record and the 4A state record. Colorado state record is 451.56 in the 500. Yesterday's fastest time was Lexi Mlazdruits with 5:02.62. 4 minutes and 51 seconds is absolutely flying in a 500-yard freestyle. That was set by Bonnie Brandon of Cherry Creek back in 2010. The 4A state record is not quite as good, but still pretty solid, and it stood since 1998. Brianna Loker of Wheat Ridge with a time of 4:58.74. Again, Mlazdruits' preliminary time is about 4 seconds slower than that. So certainly with the adrenaline pumping on this stage, Mlazdruits, it's not out of the question that Lexi could challenge for the 4A state record. But still quite a ways to go in the race, as now looking at the far side of the pool, and in the middle of the pool, it has become a two-horse race between Mlazdruits and Havlicek. As they are a half a pool length ahead of everybody else. Seven laps to go for your leaders, as is the case for everyone else. But by the time some of the field gets to finish their 13th lap, Havlicek and Mlazdruits will already be on their 15th. Just a terrific performance, and now you can see as Mlazdruits is starting to separate herself, about a body length ahead of Havlicek with 5 laps to go. After this, we get into some speedy swimmers. The 200-yard, we go to the relay first, actually, with the 200 freestyle relay, but then we do a couple of 100-yard events in the backstroke and breaststroke before finishing up with the 400-yard relay. So Mlazdruits and Havlicek hearing the gun, and it doesn't seem quite as loud at 4 o'clock in the afternoon as it did at about 8 o'clock at night last night. So Mlazdruits and Havlicek clearly 1 and 2 right now. If you look for a third place, it's a pretty tight race. Leading right now in lane number 2 is Madison Evans. So here comes Lexi Mlazdruits, wire-to-wire winner by a wide margin. Her second individual state championship today. Havlicek should be commended with a solid second place finish. Now a tight finish for third. It will be Evans and Bushy, and at the end it is Evans edging out Bushy for third place. It got fun at the end. The first two spots were never in doubt, but the third place right there.
Here are the team scores of the top 10 teams through 7 events.
And being as prophetic as I tend to be every once in a while, Lexi Milazdrowitz has set a 4A state record with her time of 4:54.65. That will be about 3 seconds off of the state record, but still a 4A state record for Milazdrowitz. As another team update is being said over the loudspeaker here inside the Veterans Memorial Aquatic Center. Give us a chance to let you know that coming up next will be the 200-yard freestyle relay. 2 heats in that. Through 7 events, top 5 teams. In first place is Thompson Valley with 181. Evergreen will be helped by Milazdrowitz's win in this event with 138 points there in second. Cheyenne Mountain in third place with 117. Broomfield is in fourth with 100. And Pueblo South in fifth with 78 points. Getting ready for the awarding of the placers for the 500-yard freestyle championship. I mentioned that Milazdrowitz's win was a state record, a 4A state record, and it will help her team. But the problem for Evergreen is that a Thompson Valley swimmer finished second, so the win won't give him that much in terms of the team standings. But those two schools are not done battling here. So now let's look at the 500-yard freestyle placers, or the field in the championship. In 8th place was Allie Foth from Thompson Valley. In 7th place was Jennifer Bells from Mullen. In 6th place was Madison Evans. The scoreboard is a little bit messed up. We know here as we... Oh, I think they changed the lane in the place. I got it now. So in 9th place is Cameron Holland of Evergreen. In 8th place is Allie Foth of Thompson Valley. In 7th place is, man, oh man. And they got these 500-yard freestyles completely wrong on the scoreboard. And sure, now they fix it. So let's run through this now that my looking up at the scoreboard didn't do me any good. In 8th place will be Allie Foth of Thompson Valley. 7th is Jennifer Bells of Mullen. Madison Evans of Windsor places 6th. Cameron Holland of Evergreen is 5th. Morgan Weiss of Cheyenne Mountain is 4th. In 3rd place is Brenna Bushy of D'Evelyn, so she did barely edge out Madison Evans. And Evans ends up placing 6th. So Bushy is 3rd place, the sophomore from D'Evelyn. And 2nd is Nicole Havlicek from Thompson Valley with a consideration for an All-American time of 4:59.89. And then finally, your winner, Lexi Milazdrowitz, with a automatic All-American adjusted time of 4:54.65.
In lane 3, the team from Greeley Central.
So now we move on to our 9th event of the evening, the 200-yard freestyle relay. This will be the consolation finals. Your field will have Mullen in lane 2, Greeley Central in lane number 3, Moffett County is in lane 4, Air Academy, the cadets in lane 5, Coronado is in lane 6, Mountain View in lane number 7, Fountain Valley in lane 8, and in lane number 9 is La Junta. Again, each swimmer will be just swimming down and back. Each swimmer will be responsible for 50 yards. So it's a 4x50, which equals 200. First to the second leg of the race in lane number 4 is Moffett County, followed by Mullen in lane number 2. Again, this is the consolation finals of the 200-yard freestyle relay. Your leader right now in lane number 4 is Moffett County. In second place is Mullen, and a whole bunch of people in 3rd through 8th place here in the 3rd leg of the race. Moffett County being pretty consistent. Now they're losing a little bit of ground as the lane right next to them, occupied by Air Academy, is almost drawing closer and closer here as we enter the anchor leg of this relay. Coming out of the final turn, your leader in lane number 6 is Coronado. And coming down to the end, it will be Coronado with the win. Good late push by Coronado High School, winning the consolation finals in the 200-yard freestyle. In second place will be Air Academy, and in third is Moffett County. So a little bit disappointed for Moffett County as they had the lead for 3/4 of that race, but give credit to the cadets and Coronado for surpassing Moffett County and getting into the top 2 spots. So now getting ready to walk around the pool with much pomp and fanfare are your 8 finalists in the 200 freestyle relay. Our 9th event of 12 we have here at the 4A Colorado State Championships. Have a little bit of a delay here, maybe somebody missing. I don't know if that would be a unfair advantage for the rest of the teams or for the team to have one less swimmer. I don't know if they would be allowed to have 3, but apparently everyone good to go. Maybe they just needed to pick I Like That Old Time Rock and Roll for the introduction of the finalists in the 200-yard freestyle relay. Your field will look like this. Discovery Canyon with the qualifying time of 1:43.51 is in lane 2. Montrose is in lane 3. D'Evelyn in lane 4. Broomfield is in lane 5. Big race for Broomfield, sitting in 4th place in the team standings. Thompson Valley, your current team leader, is in lane number 6. Cheyenne Mountain, third right now as a team in lane number 7. Lane 8 is occupied by Niwot. And Evergreen, your current team runners-up, will be in lane number 9.
200 freestyle relay.
So this is going to be a very important event where you have Evergreen, Thompson Valley, who's leading. You have Evergreen, who's in second. You have Cheyenne Mountain, who's in third. And you have Broomfield, who's in fourth. So the top 4 teams have a relay team in this 200-yard freestyle relay.
Here are the competitors in the championship finals of the 200 freestyle relay. Swimming in lane 2, the team from Discovery Canyon.
Again, going from the bottom of the screen up for you, Discovery Canyon in lane 2, Montrose lane 3, D'Evelyn lane 4, Broomfield is in lane 5, Thompson Valley in lane 6, Cheyenne Mountain in lane 7, Niwot is in lane 8, and Evergreen is in lane number 9.
The team from Evergreen is swimming in lane 5 with the fastest preliminary qualifying time of 1:40.18. The team from Broomfield. This is the championship finals 200 freestyle relay. Quiet for the start, please.
And into the pool they go for the championship finals of the 200-yard freestyle relay. Out to the early lead in lane number 6 is Thompson Valley. And Thompson Valley will be your leader headed into the second leg. In second place right now in lane number 4 is D'Evelyn. And D'Evelyn actually making up some ground. They're just about tied with Thompson Valley, although they lost a little bit on the turn. And now you have Broomfield and Cheyenne Mountain getting into things here as we're halfway through this 200 freestyle relay. Thompson Valley, first one again to the wall, but as I mentioned, Cheyenne Mountain in lane number 7, Broomfield in lane 5, and D'Evelyn in lane 4, all right there in contention as we're headed into the anchor leg of this relay. Now Cheyenne Mountain pushing Thompson Valley here. It will be Thompson Valley, still your leader. Cheyenne Mountain in second, Broomfield in third. So here we go, the final leg of the 200-yard freestyle. Thompson Valley, first one to the wall. Cheyenne Mountain right behind them. Broomfield in third. Coming down to the wire, it's still Thompson Valley. Cheyenne Mountain late, making a late push. Can the Indians overtake Thompson Valley? And no. Can they? They do not. As Thompson Valley just hangs on. What an incredible push by Cheyenne Mountain at the end of that race. But it is, give credit where credit's due, a wire-to-wire victory for Thompson Valley, a state championship for the team leading in the standings after 7 events. In third place will be Broomfield. Another team update as we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here in Thornton. They're going to keep updating us on the team scores, so we'll have those for you momentarily. Gotta say, it gets you a little bit more amped up when you have the fans of one of the contending teams right next to you, the Indians fans, rooting on their swimmers, and they just see what the times are. Thompson Valley, again in lane 6, is your winner with the time of 1:38.95. So about 0.2 of a second is what they beat Cheyenne Mountain by. Terrific race. Broomfield also made a nice run there at the end, finished with the time of 1:39.97. So taking a look at the top 10 teams right now, Thompson Valley through 8 events. Again, this is not including the win they just got in the relay. This is through the last event. Thompson Valley with 214 points. Evergreen will be in second place through 8 events with 172. Cheyenne Mountain in third with 132. Broomfield is in fourth with 106. D'Evelyn now overtakes Pueblo South for fifth. They have 85 points. Pueblo South in sixth with 78. Montrose with 64.5 in seventh. Air Academy in eighth with 60. Mullen in ninth with 52. And Coronado rounds out the top 10 of your standings again through 8 events. Thompson Valley, Cheyenne Mountain, Broomfield all doing themselves a lot of good with a top 3 finishes. So hopefully they're not going to change the scoreboard on me. Right now in 8th place was Evergreen. In 7th place was Montrose. In 6th, or excuse me, Discovery Canyon was in 7th. Montrose was in 6th. In 5th place was Niwot. In 4th place was D'Evelyn, and then again your top 3, Broomfield in 3rd with the time of 1:39.97. Cheyenne Mountain comeback falls short, but still a very solid 2nd place finish with the time of 1:39.19. And your state champions in the 200 freestyle relay, Broomfield. A new state record, by the way, for Broomfield, 1:38.95. Eclipsing the previous 4A state record of 1:39.04 set by Estes Park back in 2002. So Thompson Valley, getting the state record. That's Thompson Valley. Broomfield third, Cheyenne Mountain second. Thompson Valley was in first. So now we move on to event number 10 of 12, the women's 100-yard backstroke. The Colorado State record is set by somebody named Missy Franklin. I think she's in action up in Fort Collins if you'd like to check her out on CHSAA TV. She might be booking a flight to London later this year. Her time in the 100-yard backstroke is 52.3, by the way. So with that in mind, here are the competitors in the consolation finals of the 100 backstroke. Claire Collier of Aspen is in lane number 2. Anna McDonald of Evergreen's in lane 3. Kendall Bundy of Denver South is in lane number 4. Emma Rhines of Estes Park is in lane 5. Madison Evans of Windsor in lane 6. Erica Norton of Pueblo South in lane 7. Emily Hand of Discovery Canyon is in lane 8. And a sophomore from D'Evelyn, Brenna Bushy, is in lane 9. Once again, that is your field for the consolation finals in the 100-yard backstroke. So after the backstroke, we'll have the 100 breaststroke, and then our last event of the evening and of the weekend will be the 400 freestyle relay. Again, running through the field here for the consolation finals in the 100-yard backstroke. Collier of Aspen in lane 2, McDonald of Evergreen in lane 3, Bundy of Denver South in lane 4, Rhines of Estes Park in lane 5, Evans in lane 6 from Windsor, Norton of Pueblo South in lane 7, Hand of Discovery Canyon in lane 8, and Bushy will round out the field. She is representing D'Evelyn High School.
This is the consolation finals, 100 backstroke. Wyatt for the start, please.
To begin this 100-yard backstroke in lane number 2, your leader is Claire Collier of Aspen. And on the turn, she loses that lead. Your leader into the wall here is, it's actually a tie right now between lanes 6 and 7. That's Madison Evans of Windsor and Erica Norton of Pueblo South. So we have a tie for first right now, headed into the final 25 here. So here we go, coming down to the wire in lane number 7. It is Erica Norton, and Norton, I think, is going to get it. No, in lane 6, it will be Madison Evans. In second is Emma Raines, and in third is Erica Norton. That's how tight that backstroke was. They were right there with each other, and we don't have the advantage of having in-pool cameras, so we can't see who touches the wall first, but it appeared that Norton would be the winner, but it's about who touches the wall first. And it will be Madison Evans, your consolation champion. In second, again, Emma Rhines from Estes Park. And in third is Erica Norton of Pueblo South. So now we move along to the second heat, the championship heat of the 100-yard backstroke. Your field will look like this. In lane number 2, Kelsey Gerson, a sophomore from Aspen. In lane 3 will be Haley Bertoldo, a junior from Pueblo West. Thompson Valley's Jesse Mondlich will be in lane 4. Lindsay Morrow, a freshman from Evergreen, in lane 5. Mary Size from Pueblo South will be in lane 6. Catalina Lofasa Duncan from Broomfield in lane 7. Emily Bowers, sophomore from Cheyenne Mountain, in lane 8. And Elizabeth Peterson, a freshman from Broomfield, will round out the field in lane number 9. Peterson, by the way, the only swimmer to go over the minute mark in her preliminary race, but only by a tenth of a second. Can't blame the swimmers that they want a proper introduction. They want to walk out when the music starts. So once again, your field for the finals of the 100-yard backstroke. In lane 2 will be Kelsey Gerson of Aspen. Haley Bertoldo of Pueblo West will be in lane number 3. Jesse Modlich of Thompson Valley in lane 4. Lindsay Morrow of Evergreen in lane number 5. Mary Size of Pueblo South in lane 6. Catalina Lofasa Duncan in lane 7 from Broomfield. Lane 8 will have Emily Bauer of Cheyenne Mountain in it. And lane number 9 rounding out the field in the championship heat of the 100-yard backstroke, Elizabeth Peterson, a freshman from Broomfield. So this is another important duel between Evergreen and Thompson Valley. Thompson Valley, your current team leaders, they have a swimmer in lane number 4. Evergreen will have a swimmer in lane 5. So that's something to watch regardless of what those two swimmers are in the top of the race or not. So we're underway in the 100-yard backstroke championship final. It's going to be tight here on the first down and back. It appears lane 6, Mary Size is your leader. Let's see when they touch, and it will be Size, who is the only one with in second place, also has a 27. That is Lindsay Morrow. So Size in lane 6, Morrow in lane 5. Your top two swimmers right now. Although Lofasa Duncan's making a play for second place, she is currently in third. But it will be Mary Size finishing first. Hanging on to second is Lindsay Morrow. And in third is Haley Bertoldo, making a late push for Pueblo West. Gets into third. But Mary Size winning another state championship. So Size followed by Morrow and Bertoldo. Pueblo well represented, but it's I'm sure there'll be a party on Hollywood tonight as Pueblo South Mary Size wins the 100-yard backstroke state championship. And letting everyone in on the inside joke, Pueblo South is located on Hollywood in Pueblo. Team update coming here momentarily. Thompson Valley still in first. We'll see how much they're in first here momentarily. Again, the 100-yard breaststroke coming up next after we award the winners of the backstroke. Your team standings, top 10 right now. Thompson Valley, 254 points. Evergreen, really the only team realistically that could catch them, and maybe not even that. They have 194. They're in second. Cheyenne Mountain has 166 points. They're in third. Broomfield with 138 is in fourth. Rounding out the top 5 is D'Evelyn. They have 117. Montrose in sixth with a 90.5 team score. Pueblo South is in seventh, although they'll move up a little bit with the win by Mary Size moments ago. They have 78 and are in seventh. Air Academy is in eighth with 74 points. Mullen in ninth with 62. And Discovery Canyon, new team into the top 10. They overtake Coronado. They're in the top 10 with 58 points. So here we go, the top 8 finishers in the 100 backstroke.
In 7th place from Broomfield, Elizabeth Peterson. In 6th place from Cheyenne Mountain, Emily Bauer.
In 8th place is Kelsey Gerson of Aspen. In 7th place, Elizabeth Peterson of Broomfield. In 6th place was Emily Bauer of Cheyenne Mountain. In 5th place was Jessie Modlich from Thompson Valley. In 4th place was Catalina Lofasa Duncan from Broomfield. In 3rd place, Haley Bertoldo, a junior from Pueblo West with a time of 58.49. In 2nd was Lindsay Morrow of Evergreen with a time of 58.18. And the 2012 100-yard backstroke state champion with a time of 56.56, Mary Size of Pueblo South. And by the way, that time by Mary Size, 2/100ths of a second off of the state record in Class 4A. So we move to our second to last event, our last individual event of the evening, the 100 breaststroke. Colorado state record held by Kelly Nays, set 2 years ago with a time of 102.47. The 4A state record set by Ellie Freeman back in 2007 of St. Mary's Academy with a time of 104.28. And here is your field for the 100 breaststroke consolation finals. In lane 2 will be Olia Martin, a freshman from Silver Creek. Kayla Knock, a sophomore from Air Academy in lane 3. Chloe Buckler, a sophomore from Cheyenne Mountain, is in lane 4. Leah Roberson, a freshman from La Junta, is in lane 5. Montrose's Brooke Gaber in lane 6. Matea Wabaki, a freshman from Thompson Valley, in lane 7. Allison Folk in lane 8. She is from Montrose, as is her teammate Alyssa Aragon in lane number 9. 3 Montrose swimmers in this consolation finals in the 100 breaststroke. Very closely contested race here, coming into the second turn. It appears that right now in first place in lane number 5 is Leah Roberson of La Junta. So see if she can hang on to that lead. So the last 25 in the 100 breaststroke. Will it be Roberson in lane 5 or will it be Gaber in lane number 6? Roberson with a slight lead over Gaber, and that's the way it will finish up. So congratulations to Leah Roberson, the consolation champion. Brooke Gaber was in second place, and in third will be Kayla Knock of Air Academy. And coming into the pool area are the finalists, the championship finalists to be exact, in the 100 breaststroke. The field will look like this. Jolie Norton, the freshman from Pueblo County, will be in lane 2. Alexis Divelbis, a junior from Pueblo South, in lane 3. Hope the Hornets and Colts, no bad blood there. Heather Shaver of Broomfield, the senior, is in lane 4. Logan Morris of Montrose is in lane 5. Air Academy's senior Kristen Walker in lane 6. Catherine Roach of Cheyenne Mountain is in lane number 7. Discovery Canyon sophomore Lauren Funk is in lane 8, and Kendra Lamb, a senior from Wheat Ridge, is in lane number 9. I believe this is the first event we've had that hasn't had an Evergreen or a Thompson Valley swimmer in the finals. And into the pool they go, our championship in the 100-yard breaststroke. Coming into the end of the first half of this race, your leader in lane number 5 will be Logan Morris from Montrose. In second place right now is Heather Shaver of Broomfield. In third, in lane number 6, is Kristen Walker of Air Academy. So here we go into the final 25. Morris still your leader. Shaver and Walker vying for second. Walker has second place. And coming down to the last 5 here, and it will be Logan Morris, your state champion, followed in a close second by Kristen Walker, who held off Heather Shaver for second place. Logan Morris, your state champion, also sets a 4A state record with her time of 1:04.03. Walker places second, Shaver third in our final individual event of the evening, the 100 breaststroke. While we're tallying up the team scores, want to let you know that you or anyone else can re-watch this broadcast. There's a couple of ways to do so. Either you can watch it on demand on CHSAA.tv, or you can order a DVD courtesy of prepfilms.com. Just depends on whether you want to watch it right now or you want to wait a few days to get your very own DVD copy. So again, through CHSAA TV, you can access both things. The DVDs are courtesy of prepfilms.com, and the on-demand, obviously, through CHSAA.tv. So now taking a look at the team scores through 10 events. So that was through the 100-yard backstroke, not factoring in the finishers from the breaststroke. In first is Thompson Valley. They now have 268 points. Evergreen is in second with 215. Cheyenne Mountain in third with 179. Broomfield is in fourth with 165. D'Evelyn in fifth with a score of 118. Pueblo South is in sixth with 104 points. Montrose in seventh with 90.5. That's going to go up with Logan Morris's win. And eighth place right now, Air Academy with 74. They stay the same from the event previous. Mullen is still at 62, and Discovery Canyon picks up a couple more points since the last time we checked. They now have 60 and are still in 10th place. Our final event of the weekend will be the 400 freestyle relay finals. First will be the consolation finals. But first we have to hand out some hardware for the 100 breaststroke. Again, the top 3 finishers in each flight In the consolation finals, Leah Roberson from La Junta was first. Brooke Gaber of Montrose was in second, and Kayla Knock of Air Academy in third. Your final heat winners, Logan Morris of Montrose in second was Kristen Walker of Air Academy, and Heather Shaver of Broomfield came in third. Reminder that coming up in the coming weeks, you'll be able to see the rest of the 2012 Winter Colorado State Championships here on CHSAA.tv. We'll have state wrestling, state hockey, and also state basketball coming up in the next few weeks. So make sure you check out CHSAA.tv. Just why don't you save it in your favorites, and then you'll never miss a 2012 Winter State Championship again here on CHSAA.tv. And a reminder for those of you who have been sucked into the swimming and diving coverage today, we thank you for that. But if you stayed home to watch the swimming and diving and didn't have a chance to make it out to the basketball game that happened to be today, you can go on to coloradoscores.com and check out the latest basketball scores. There are quite a few games that happened earlier today. Obviously, a lot coming up tonight as well. So you can log on to coloradoscores.com to see how your team does tonight on the hardwood.
Here are the results of the 100 breaststroke. In 16th place from Montrose, Alyssa Aragon. In 15th from Thompson Valley, Matea Wabi. In 14th from Silver Creek, William Martin.
The consolation finalists are being announced again, so we'll go through them as well. In 8th place was Alyssa Aragon. In 7th place was Oya Martin. In 6th was Allison Folk. In 5th place was Mateo Wabik. And in 4th place was Kayla Knock of Air Academy. And 3rd place in lane 4 was Chloe Buckler of Cheyenne Mountain. And 2nd was Brooke Gaber of Montrose. And in 1st was Leah Roberson. She is your consolation champion in the 100 breaststroke. So now your 8 finalists in the 100 breaststroke. In 8th place was Kendra Lamb. In 7th place was Jolene Norton of Pueblo County. In 6th was Lauren Funk. In 5th place was Catherine Roach of Cheyenne Mountain. In 4th place was Alexis Divelbis of Pueblo South. Your top 3 swimmers in the 100 breaststroke. In 3rd place was Heather Shaver of Broomfield. In 2nd was Kristen Walker of Air Academy. And now Logan Morris will be your state champion, has a All-American consideration time and a new 4A state record. Again, Logan Morris of Montrose, your state champion in the 100 breaststroke with a time of 104.03. So now we move on to our final event of the weekend. It will be the 400 freestyle relay. First, our consolation finalists in lane number 2 will be Mountain View. Lane 3 will host Silver Creek Coronados in lane 4. Discovery Canyon will call lane 5 home. Niwot is in lane 6. The team from the Western Slope, Durango, in lane 7, Air Academy in lane 8, and rounding out the field in the consolation finals in the 400 freestyle relay is Estes Park in lane number 9.
Today's state championship, swimming in lane 2, the team from Mountain View. In lane 3, the team from Silver Creek. In lane 4, the team from Coronado. In lane 5, the team from Discovery Canyon. In lane 6, the team from Niwot. In lane 7, the team from Durango. In lane 8, the team from Air Academy.
One note, it's not
The team from Estes Park.
a earth-shattering news, but none of the alternates have been used today. And talking with some of the coaches, that very rarely happens, and it certainly doesn't happen in a relay because each team already has alternates for that relay. But all the teams and athletes that were alternates today did not get to compete, but we want to certainly congratulate them on solid finishes in the preliminary round. So here we go in the 400 freestyle relay, the consolation finals. Again, basically you can boil it down to a 4x100 is what this race is. So every swimmer will go down and back twice. First into the wall here in lane number 3 is Silver Creek. So Silver Creek with the lead here, halfway through the first leg. Silver Creek coming in will be the first ones to the wall. And it looks like diving into pool second will be Niwot, followed by a slew of humanity. So we're on our second leg of the 400 freestyle relay. Again, your leader is Silver Creek, or was, it still is. No, now Niwot has overtaken Silver Creek. So Niwot 1, Silver Creek 2, and it appears right now Discovery Canyon is in third place. Niwot continues to lead. Now pulling into second place is Discovery Canyon, and in third, over in lane number 8, is Air Academy. So the cadets making a strong push. So basically Silver Creek and Air Academy dove into the pool simultaneously for the third leg of this relay. Niwot continues to lead. Discovery Canyon is in second place. Air Academy now with a little bit of breathing room for third place. Anchors getting ready for their turns here, and it's still Niwot, Discovery Canyon, Air Academy, and slightly in fourth is Silver Creek. Those have been your top 4 teams for most of this race. Now we'll head to the anchor leg here, as now Air Academy, maybe with the bad turn, has kind of come back to the pack, making a strong push in lane 7. Now is Pueblo South. So here we go, anchor leg. Niwot still on top. Discovery Canyon is in second place. It's Durango, looking at the wrong heat. Durango is in third place right now. And Durango has actually overtaken Discovery Canyon. So here, headed into the last 50 of this relay, Niwot clearly in first place. You have the trio of Montrose, Discovery Canyon, and also Coronado right there with each other for second, third, and fourth. So the last 25, Niwot is your leader. Montrose, or Durango, excuse me, slightly in second place. But here's a late push by Coronado, And what a rally by Coronado. They will get second. Durango is third. Discovery Canyon finishes first. But your consolation champion will be Niwot.
And now for the final event of today's championships, please welcome to the competition.
So here we go, our final heat, the final race, final event here on the final day of the 2012 CHSAA 4A State Diving and Swimming Championships. As the consolation swimmers will head off, they will cue the music, and out will come the finalists in the 400 freestyle relay. First in lane number 2, the team from Broomfield. Cheyenne Mountain will be in lane number 3. D'Evelyn in lane number 4. Evergreen in lane 5. Thompson Valley in lane 6. Pueblo South lane 7. Montrose in lane 8. And Glenwood Springs in lane number 9. And this one will have some implications on the team standings. Thompson Valley's represented there in first. Evergreen also in this finals, there in second. Cheyenne Mountain in third place is also represented. Broomfield is among the field. D'Evelyn also in the field. That's all top 5. Pueblo South 6 deep in terms of your team leaders. Montrose is also in here. And can we make it 8 for 8? No, we cannot. Glenwood Springs, not one of the top 10 teams. But again, you have the top 7 teams in the team standings in this relay. So how's that coming down to the wire? Thompson Valley, Evergreen, Cheyenne Mountain, Broomfield, D'Evelyn, Pueblo South, and Montrose, the top 7 teams in this competition. 7 of the 8 teams in this 400 freestyle relay championship final. Again, the lane assignments: Broomfield in lane 2, Cheyenne Mountain lane 3, D'Evelyn lane 5, Evergreen lane 5, D'Evelyn's in lane 4, Evergreen in lane 5, Thompson Valley in lane 6, Pueblo South lane 7, Montrose lane 8, and Glenwood Springs lane number 9. So we are underway in our final race of the weekend, final race of the State Swimming and Diving Championships here in 2012. Quarter of the way through the first leg. Your leader by only a slight margin is Evergreen in lane number 5. Again, Evergreen sitting through 10 events in second place. There has been one more event since those last team standings were announced. So Evergreen pushing hard. They may not mathematically be able to catch Thompson Valley, but they sure want to end the day on a high note with the win here in the 400 relay. So first one to send their second swimmer in the pool is Evergreen, followed in lane number 4 by D'Evelyn, and then Cheyenne Mountain also into the pool. They are currently in third place. Evergreen with victory on their mind with a 2 body length lead, and now they're playing one of those, I don't know what it's called, the horse racing music, the dun 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 dun. So kind of a fun way to end our weekend here. Evergreen is running like Secretariat right now, leading everybody headed into the third leg of this relay. In second place is D'Evelyn, overtaking Cheyenne Mountain for third place. In lane number 6 is Thompson Valley. Evergreen, first one's in the pool, then D'Evelyn, then Thompson Valley. Then in fourth place is Pueblo South and Cheyenne Mountain. So most of the fans here on their feet for this final event of the evening. Evergreen blowing away everyone. D'Evelyn and Thompson Valley neck and neck for second. D'Evelyn with a slight lead. And then you have Pueblo South and Cheyenne Mountain that are vying for fourth place and trying to get up into third. Anchors on the podium getting ready to throw themselves in the pool. Evergreen still with the lead. And now Thompson Valley has taken second place. That's good news for them in the team standings. D'Evelyn is in third. So again, once again, Evergreen, Thompson Valley, D'Evelyn almost simultaneously in the pool, followed by Cheyenne Mountain and Pueblo South. Thompson Valley holding steady in second place. Evergreen continues to pace the field. D'Evelyn in third place. Pueblo South in fourth. Cheyenne Mountain in fifth. Last 50 of this 400 freestyle relay. Evergreen still your leader. In second place is Thompson Valley. D'Evelyn in third. Pueblo South fourth. Cheyenne Mountain in fifth. So here we go, last 25. Evergreen coming down to the wire, going to be your state champion. In second will be Thompson Valley. They will be your team state champions. D'Evelyn will hold off Pueblo South for third. The Colts will hold off Cheyenne Mountain for fourth place.
Evergreen's winning time of 3:33:20.
And guess what? Our last race of the day yields a new state record for Evergreen with a time of 3:33.24. That beats the old record of 3:33.98 set by Rock Canyon back in 2009. And once again, your top three finishers, Evergreen will be first, Thompson Valley second, D'Evelyn third. Evergreen may have won the battle, but Thompson Valley will win the war. They will be your 4A team state champions. So hugs and high fives all around from these teams after a terrific weekend of competition. Top 8 teams getting ready to head to their podiums.
We will be presenting the awards for the 400 freestyle relay. They will be followed by the announcement of the year winners, and then followed by
Also a additional treat, the swimmer and coach of the year will be announced as well. So first up in our schedule of events will be the awarding of the hardware in the 400 freestyle relay. Then we'll have the of the year awards followed by the team awards. We know that Evergreen wins the 400 freestyle relay. We know that Thompson Valley is going to be your state champion, but we do not know who will be the coach and the swimmer of the year. And I don't know if they have a freshman of the year or not. That might be the most hotly contested category if they have that, the freshman of the year. We have seen so many fantastic newcomers in this event through the past 2 days. So needless to say almost that the future of swimming and diving in our state is in pretty good hands.
Here are the results of the 400 freestyle relay. In 16th place, the team from Mountain View.
In 16th place will be Mountain View.
In 14th place, the team
And 7th in the consolation finals, aka 15th place, will be Mountain View. In 6th place in the consolation finals was Air Academy. In 5th place in lane 3 was Silver Creek. In 4th place, Durango. In 3rd place was Coronado. In 2nd place was Niwot, and your champion in the consolation finals is Discovery Canyon with the time of 3:33.24.
In 8th place, the team from Glenwood Springs.
Or excuse me, we got that a little bit jumbled up because they did not post the consolation standings up there.
In 7th place, the team from Broomfield.
So in 8th place will be Glenwood Springs. In 7th place will be Broomfield. In 6th place will be Montrose. In 5th place will be Cheyenne Mountain. In 4th place is Pueblo South. In your top 3 finishers in the 400 freestyle relay, in 3rd with the time of 3:37.67 will be D'Evelyn High School, and 2nd place will be Thompson Valley. They finished with a time of 3:35.12, and again, the owners of the new state record in the 400 freestyle relay, Evergreen, with a time of 3:33.24. They win our final event of the evening. So that will give us a moment here as we're getting ready to announce also the of the year winners and the team awards. We'll take a look at our winners here today. Event number 1, the 200 medley relay, went to Broomfield. Our second event, the 200 freestyle, went to Lexi Malazdruitz of Evergreen. Our third event of the evening was the 200-yard IM, and that went to Lindsay Morrow, a freshman from Evergreen. The 50-yard freestyle was won by Sydney Buckley of Cheyenne Mountain. Our fifth event of the evening was the diving competition, and Alexa Beckwith repeated as state champion. She is the sophomore from St. Mary's. She gets a final score of 470 or something around there. But anyway, Alexa Beckwith is your state champion in diving. Oh, there we go. 487.2 was Alexa's score in diving. Event number 6, the 100 butterfly, was won by Sydney Buckley of Cheyenne Mountain, her second individual state championship in this weekend. Event number 7, the 100 freestyle, went to Erin Eddy of Thompson Valley. She will have contributed to a team state championship, which will be announced here in just a little bit. Our 8th event, the 500 freestyle, the long distance, Lexi Malazdruitz again winning her second individual state championship of the day. Our 9th event, the 200 freestyle relay, was won by Thompson Valley. Our 100 backstroke winner was Mary Size of Pueblo South. Our 11th event was the 100 breaststroke, and it was won by Logan Morris of Montrose. And finally, your 400 freestyle relay state champion is Evergreen High School. Those are your winners from all 12 of today's events. Coming up next will be the presentation or the naming of the coach of the year, swimmer of the year, all that good stuff. And then we'll give you a final tally in the team results before we close up shop here today.
We will be presenting the awards for Swimmer of the Year, Diver of the Year, Swim Coach of the Year, and Dive Coach of the Year.
So the awards will be Swimmer of the Year, Diver of the Year, Swim Coach of the Year, and Dive Coach of the Year.
Outstanding swimmers, divers, and coaches at the year's culminating state meet. Here are the nominees for Swimmer of the Year. From St. Mary's High School, Heather Black. From Moffat County, Amy Brody. From Evergreen, Holly Fordick. From Estes Park, Emily Franklin. From Thompson Valley, Nicole Lavacek. From Broomfield, Catalina LaFasa Duncan. From Mullen, Alexine Little. From Devlin, Katie Olson. From Pueblo County, Kellen Olson. From Air Academy, Andrea Rice. From Broomfield, Heather Schaefer. And from Durango, Brennan Stottlemyre. The 2012
Surprising field of swimmers. Didn't hear some of the
goes to Broomfield,
stars for this year.
Shaver.
But Heather Shaver of Broomfield will be your 4A Swimmer of the Year. So congratulations to Heather and Broomfield.
Presented by Sharon Lauer, who is on the bulkhead by the starting blocks. Heather Shaver.
So there is Heather Shaver, 4A Swimmer of the Year from Broomfield. Now up next will be the Divers of the Year.
Windsor, Michaela Eckhart. From Cheyenne Mountain, Kathleen Hale. From Air Academy, Shelby Johnson. From Durango, Bonnie Matheson. From Thompson Valley, Alyssa Mahaly. From Coronado, Kelly Rather. From Longmont, Haley Schneider. And from Manitou Springs, Kimmy Tanabe. The 2012 Diver of the Year goes to Windsor's Michaela Eckhart.
And your Diver of the Year is Michaela Eckhart of Windsor. She ends up placing second in our state diving competition. She beat out some pretty outstanding divers from the year, but there can only be one, and it is Michaela Eckhart, a senior from Windsor, places second in the competition and walks away also with an individual award in the Diver of the Year. So now we'll go to our Coaches of the Year.
Were nominated as Swim Coach of the Year.
The nominees
Haley Changston, Thompson Valley.
are from Thompson Valley for Swim Coach of the Year,
Pueblo South.
also Pueblo South,
Lee Doan, Cheyenne Mountain.
also Cheyenne Mountain,
Megan Franconi, Moffett County.
Moffett County's coach nominated,
Adair, Evergreen.
Evergreen's head coach nominated,
Griffin,
Devlin
Devlin.
High School's coach nominated,
Ski.
Fountain Valley's head coach is nominated, Niwot,
Niwot. Christina McMunn, Durango.
Durango are round out, and Air Academy,
Lynn Pater, Valley.
and Valley,
And Mandy Schneider, Windsor.
and Windsor. All your nominees for the 4A Coach of the Year, and your Coach of the Year will be from Thompson Valley. And no real surprise here, Thompson Valley is going to be our 4A state champion. So that is the Swim Coach of the Year. Now we will await the 4A Diving Coach of the Year.
The nominations for Dive Coach of the Year include Coronado's
The
Amber
nominees are from Coronado,
Windsor's
Windsor,
Easter. From Durango, Mark Fleming.
Durango,
From Pueblo Central, Marla Lanham.
Pueblo Central,
From
Devlin,
Devlin, Rosie. From
Thompson
Thompson Valley,
Valley,
Prairie. From
Cheyenne Mountain,
Check. From
Mullen,
Laura Reiner. And from Niwot Longmont,
and
Susan Welch.
Niwot
The 2012
slash Longmont. I guess they share a dive coach.
goes to Sarah Easter from Windsor.
Sarah Easter from Windsor. She coached the second place finisher, Michaela Eckhart, and she wins the 2012 4A Dive Coach of the Year. So Windsor sweeps the diving. Thompson Valley gets Coach of the Year, and then Heather Shaver of Broomfield is your 4A Swimmer of the Year.
Congratulations to the Swimmer of the Year, Diver of the Year, Swim Coach of the Year, and Dive Coach of the Year.
So now we're going to get into the top 10 finishers in terms of team. There's not going to be a lot of surprise at the top. We've been seeing this progress the last few events.
In 10th place with 65
In 10th place with 65
points,
points is Coronado.
with 82 points,
Discovery
Discovery Canyon.
Canyon will be in 8th.
Place with 105 points, Air Academy.
Air Academy will be in 7th.
148.5 points, Montrose.
Montrose
In 6th place,
in 7th.
points,
Pueblo
Pueblo South.
South will be in 5th.
In 5th place
4th,
with
6th. Okay. I'll just wait for the results to be handed to me.
In 3rd place with 226 points, Cheyenne Mountain. At this time, would you please direct your attention across the pool for the presentation of this year's team trophies.
So the
Making
10
the presentation on behalf of the Colorado High School Activities
10 through
Association is
Number 3, Coronado is 10th with 65 points. Discovery Canyon got 82 points. They are 9th. Air Academy got 105 points. They got 8th. Montrose got 7 with 148.5. Pueblo South was 6th with 149. D'Evelyn 156 with 5th. Broomfield 4th with 205. Cheyenne Mountain was 3rd with 226. Evergreen 255 was 2nd. And that means your 4A state champions in swimming and diving is Thompson Valley. Now we just got to figure out how many points they got. We knew a few events ago they were going to win. So your top 3 again, Thompson Valley, Evergreen, Cheyenne Mountain, going down through the rest of the top 10. Broomfield, D'Evelyn, Pueblo South, Montrose, Air Academy, Discovery Canyon, and Coronado.
Congratulations, Evergreen. And the 2012 Class 4A State Girls Swimming Champions with 304 points.
304 points Thompson Valley got. Difference of 49 points. So a strong finish for Thompson Valley. Again, 304 points. They are your 4A state champions, and they are coming to the podium now. Their coach also won Coach of the Year.
We need the coaches from the following schools: Montrose, Evergreen.
So as Thompson Valley gets in there for their photo op, we want to remind you of a couple things before we sign off. You can watch the entire event from 4A, 5A, and any of the state championships through CHSAA TV, through their on-demand feature. You can also order DVDs through CHSAA.tv. You can do that as well through prepfilms.com. And make sure you mark your calendars for the state wrestling, state hockey, and state basketball tournaments coming up in the coming weeks. They will all be here live on CHSAA TV, all classifications in all of those sports on your official home for the 2012 Winter Championships, CHSAA.tv. And there, as Thompson Valley takes a jump into the pool, we will jump on out of here. Want to thank my camera person, Jacob Reyes, for a quality weekend, and also thanks my graphics producer, Kevin Schaefer. Make sure you tune in to the Colorado Prep Scoreboard Show every Friday on affiliates throughout the state of Colorado. I am Ryan Kaufman, thanking you, most importantly, the fans, for tuning in to this weekend's broadcast. Thompson Valley is your state champion in Class 4A. This has been a presentation of CHSAA.tv, and we will talk to you on down the road. Have a great rest of your weekend, and talk to you soon here on CHSAA TV.